Lindsey Scott and the offense has been held in check all half. They need 43 yards for a game-winning touchdown potentially. Still 2:32 to go, however, for the Cardinals out of timeouts.
And if you joined us late in this game, can't overstate how shocking this second half has been. First half, UIW over 400 yards of total offense, moved the ball at will. It was 2 Kole interceptions that kept Furman in the game in the first half. Second half, completely different story. UIW really struggling to move the ball. Not a lot in the way of Lindsey Scott production, throwing the ball. Would imagine we see more of him on the ground here.
Looking to throw on 1st and 10. Finds Grimes, first down. Just shy of the 30. It's where he's brought down by Gilby.
There's that space concept to Taylor Grimes that they run so well. More tempo as UIW gets back on the ball quickly.
Handoff Cooper. Drive down from behind. There was Clark. No gain. Clock continues to run.
Good to see Luke Clark back in the game. Chases down the line of scrimmage for the big tackle.
2nd and 10 from the 32. Blitz. Scott lost the football. Recovered by a teammate. I believe that was Cooper, and it was. Loss of 4 to the 36. Cameron Coleman forced the fumble.
Clock is not running right now. Playing this as though this was... If it's a fumble, there the clock is beginning to roll now.
Yard graphics bug.
Couldn't tell if that was an incomplete pass from here. They're going to take another look at this, whether it came out of his hand as an incomplete pass or did it hit someone and then come out as a fumble.
Yeah, 1:45 is the true time on the scoreboard clock. It will be 3rd and a long 12 coming up. Let's take another look.
Fumble recovered by the offense is under further review.
That's an incomplete pass. That he's not hit. Originally thought maybe Stanley Mark, his right guard. Lindsey Scott hit his elbow. I don't think that's the case at all. That last angle, I think, shows that's an incomplete pass. And it is important because it makes up the difference of about 3 yards.
And they'll add some time to the clock, too.
After further review, the passer's hand was coming forward with control of the ball. The pass was incomplete. It's 3rd down. Please set the game clock to 1 minute, 59 seconds.
That's 14 seconds added to the clock. And it'll be 3rd and 10.
And the time is less important here. With this high-powered offense, where they're at on the field, even with no timeouts, the time, to me, is less important. It really is that 3 yards. It's back to 3rd and 10. I think it really does change your play design and what's at the disposal of G.J. Kinney.
I thought Tim Hedgepeth said 1:59, and so now the scoreboard clock corrects itself. You'll see it on the bug as well. 1:59 left, 3rd and 10. Blitz. Scott heaving it deep. Man open. Touchdown. Kole Wilson.
The freshman, Kole Wilson, inside slot fade, and he just runs by the defender. That is pure speed from your freshman receiver. We've talked a lot about the talent at the skill positions for this UIW team. Taylor Grimes, Darian Chafin, Marcus Cooper, Lindsey Scott, the freshman. Kole Wilson steps up when his team needs it most, gets his team back in front.
His first touchdown catch of his UIW career. Could not come at a better time. #1 offense in the country. Kept out of the end zone this half until this last play as Lindsey Scott finds Wilson for the score.
Again, inside slot fade, and for all the things that Kole has done well in this game, that time he got beat. And Kole Wilson runs right by him. It's a perfect throw from Lindsey Scott. That inside fade, you want to throw it over that outside left shoulder of your receiver. Nice job by Kole Wilson, leaving his quarterback some room to the sideline. We're sitting here talking about an extra 10 seconds, 14 seconds. That didn't matter for UIW.
Could matter for Furman. 1:54 remaining. It's been a much better Furman offense in the second half. They have 176 in total yards this half after being held to 139 in the first. Tyler Huff has been better himself running and passing since the break. And you see him, number 6, hoping to at least give his team a shot at a game-tying field goal, but would love to have the go-ahead touchdown. Furman does have all 3 timeouts left.
No reason to panic at all. Like you mentioned, all 3 timeouts. Done some nice things, specifically with Tyler Huff and the quarterback run game in the second half.
Fair catch call, Wayne Anderson Jr. Furman will have it from its own 25. Huff has 100 yards passing this half. 2 rushing touchdowns this half. You see his numbers overall. Grad transfer from Presbyterian. He'll get his master's degree in December. Then he'll start working on his doctorate. First, he wants to work on Furman, making it to the FCS quarterfinals in 2022.
What does the style look like here for UIW? All game, it's been man defense, a lot of bodies in the middle, close to the line of scrimmage, 7, sometimes 8-man boxes. Does that change here late in the game?
Huff, incomplete, flag down. Joshua Harris on the deep out, might have been held by Brian Mays.
And Brian Mays was all over Joshua Harris.
Holding. Penalty, automatic first down.
Josh Harris is running just the deep out or sail route, called a few different things in different offenses, but as he's trying to get to that outside step to work to the sidelines, Brian Mays not in a great spot and just grabs hold of Joshua Harris.
10-yard penalty to the 35. 1st and 10. Huff, pressured, steps away, scrambling, short gain.
Oh, and UIW is lucky on this one. You're going to get pressure right in the face of Tyler Huff, but they're working a switch concept to the left side, and Joshua Harris comes wide open. I think Tyler Huff was looking to his left. I'm not sure if he was able to see to that side. UIW lucky there.
2nd and 7. Huff, Miller, nice grab, 1st down and more into UIW territory. Brendan Richard finally brings him down.
Huge for Furman to get 82. Ryan Miller back in the game. Missed some time earlier in the game. We think it was ribs, maybe a wrist. Had a couple things banged up. Missed most of the 3rd quarter. And how big has he been for Furman late in this game? We have a defender down. Looks like Stephen Parker for UIW.
He was banged up earlier this half. Returned. And then the team sack leader. Perhaps a cramp as they rub his left calf. Clock is stopped, 1:36 remaining, and Furman has it at the UIW 47.
Ryan Miller, 15 touchdowns in the last 15 games coming into this game. Coach Hendricks lit up when we asked him about Ryan Miller, and I enjoyed, he was excited about what the next steps look like for Ryan Miller. Talked about his NFL future and where guys from the league and scouts think he'll be. Talked about him graded right now as sort of a mid-round guy, but he thinks he'll test well. Good to see Stephen Parker walking off on his own power, but bright future ahead for Ryan Miller past his days at Furman.
And how he's built himself up. This is his 5th year at Furman, and almost half the catches he's had in his career have come in 2022. 1st and 10 from the UIW 47. Huff lobbing it for Harris. Another flag. Harris and Mays got tied up again. Pass interference on Mays coming up.
Pass interference. Defense number 12. 15-yard penalty. Automatic.
And Brian Mays, I know he's frustrated, been called twice on this drive. He's got to cool down. Officials are trying to talk to him a second ago. He's really upset with the field judge.
16th UIW penalty.
See if we get, there's towards the end of the play. See if before then, you noticed again, Joshua Harris out of bounds. Brian Mays worked him out of bounds. And that would obviously justify the call. Second PI on him on this possession. Now Paladins well into UIW territory.
From the UIW 32, blitz, Huff looking for Miller, intercepted! Elliott Davison!
Huff goes to the well one too many times, trying to get it to Ryan Miller. And Elliott Davison over the top. We showed earlier when they were bracketing, UIW was bracketing Ryan Miller, trying to get safety help over the top, and it happened again there. Elliott Davison is cheated to that boundary side, knowing where Ryan Miller is. What a huge play. Game not over yet. Furman with all 3 timeouts remaining. Take another look. If you see, look how far off his spot, number 2, Elliott Davison is, cheating over to that side for safety help. And then what a play to come down with this ball. High point the ball. Knows he's about to go right down on his head. Unbelievable play for the junior from Flint, Texas.
He loves the big stage. 2 interceptions in the playoff game here last season against Stephen F. Austin.
Again, if it wasn't for those Callie Chiswick 2 first-half interceptions, I think this game would have really gotten out of hand in that first half. Furman fights back. All the things that they described themselves as this year that Coach Hendricks talked about.
And that's a choke.
Some chippiness late in this game.
We don't want anything extracurricular to ruin what has been a great game. 2 such good performances from 2 of the best in the FCS. UIW moves on to the quarterfinals for the first time ever.
Can't say enough about Lindsey Scott. It looked a lot different in the second half. A lot more quarterback run game on key downs in the second half, but Cardinal team did enough in that second half, made the key plays when they had to get a win. And credit to Furman, like you mentioned, an incredible season, a lot to be proud of. But UIW moving on, will have a 3rd round playoff game.